Friends, we have been discussing the noun participle where we have a verb and a noun, the verb being incomplete and requiring the presence of a noun to complete itself. This we call noun participle, as that form of verb needs a noun to be completed. That way, we have been having a few examples earlier. We will have two verbs of the same type now and then see what the result is. All along I have been telling you that you must perfect your understanding of the conjugation. If you perfect the present tense conjugation, it will be easy for you to come to the past and the future tenses. If your future tense or past tense is completely thorough, then it will be easy for you to go in for verbal participle. If the verbal participle is clear, then there is no difficulty in understanding noun participle. I have taken up a new verb, கேள், which means to hear or to listen to, and also to ask, to question. கேள், to listen to ask. I conjugate this with the present tense marker. I don't know whether you remember what we did last time when we were discussing this particular verb in conjugation with the present tense. கேள், கிரு, present tense marker, ஏன், first person singular suffix. கேள், கிரு, ஏன். There is no difficulty. The only problem is this is a hard sound and this is a medial sound. We find some sort of hiatus, some sort of inconvenience in bringing these two sounds together. So as we have been doing earlier, here also we try to change this into a sound which is congenial to the following hard sound. So this becomes it. Ka, cha, ta, ta, pa, ra belong to one group. So this medial becomes a third, a hard sound. The result is கேட்கிறேன். T is pronounced fully. கேட்கிறேன். And for past tense, கேள், it, ஏன். Again, கேட்டேன். Now you have the present tense and the past tense form. கேள் if ஏன் கேட்பேன். This is the future tense form. Now we are thorough with all the three tenses. Now you must tell me what will be the verbal participle form of this verb கேள். What is the rule? You find out the past tense form of that particular verb, cut the person marker, add who, and you get the verbal participle. This is the past tense form. கேள் having become Kate accepts it. So Kate plus it plus person marker. I drop this. I add who. This is the verbal participle form of this verb Kate. Now, how do you make a noun participle form out of this? What's the rule? Instead of you add a. As a result, it becomes Kate. The noun participle form of கேள் is கேட்ட. பாட்டி கூறிய கதை. All the words are known to you. Paati, grandmother. Kadai is a story. Kuriya, it ends with a. So this is a noun participle. Kuriya kadai. Kadai is a noun. So Kuriya kadai. Kuru is to tell, to say. Paati Kuriya kadai. Story that was told by the grandmother. நான் கேட்ட கதை. கதை, story. நான், you know. கேள், to listen to. நான் கேட்ட கதை, the story that I had listened to. I have retained the previous sentence, made slight changes in the verbs and the subject. The result is பாட்டி கூறிய கதை, நான் கேட்ட கதை. Because the previous sentence had one kadai, I retained it. Now you can have any noun you want. நான் கேட்ட பாட்டு. பாட்டு is a musical composition. Here I would like to introduce a synonym for this. This verb you have already seen. We had it in the last class. நான் எழுதிய கவிதை. நான் எழுதிய செய்யுள். நான் எழுதிய பாட்டு. கவிதை is a poem. செய்யுள் is also a poem. Paatu is also a poem. But they have different sense to convey. Kavidai is a poem. A poem is nothing but a beautiful expression of a thought, of an emotion. Seyyul is a composition meeting all the demands of the prosody, like meters and categories. Categories like ode, sonnet, elegy, etc. So, Seyyul is a grammatically composed poem. Kavidai is also the same. Here it is according to rules. And Paatu is a musical composition. Though they are interchangeable, they are used in the same sense. This Paatu is a musical composition. This is a metrical composition, the musical composition, and I would like to call this an emotional composition. நான் எழுதிய பாட்டு, by this I mean a musical composition. நான் எழுதிய பாட்டு, one sentence. அவள் பாடிக் காட்டினாள், another sentence. I am going to combine these two. நான் எழுதிய பாட்டு, அவள் பாடிக் காட்டினாள். பாடி, பாடு, to sing. பாடி, verbal participle. So you must have another verb. I am introducing a new verb here. You have already come across another verb, con, to see. Kaattu, to show, to demonstrate. You have kaattu from con. Paadikk kaattinal, she demonstrated singing. Naan ezhudhiya paattu, the song which I composed. When I combine these two sentences, I have to make a slight change in the noun here. What will be that change? Paadu is to sing, a transitive verb. So naturally this must have an object, and the object is this paatu. When a noun is in the position of an object, it accepts the accusative case. So it will be I. நான் எழுதிய பாட்டை அவள் பாடிக் காட்டினாள். She demonstrated by singing the song I composed. Here you have a noun participle Here you have a verbal participle. In one sentence you can have both. நான் எழுதிய பாட்டை அவள் பாடிக் காட்டினாள். We were discussing this. கேள். Another verb which ends with l. கேள், to hear, to ask. கொள், to get or to receive. கொள், கொள்கிறேன், no change. கொள், past tense, marker it, then it undergoes a change to accommodate this. As a result, கொண்டேன். கொள் plus it plus ஏன், will changes into in to accommodate it. So கொண்டு plus ஏன், கொண்டேன். I got it. And then for future tense it will be கொள்வேன். What will be the verbal participle form? கொண்டு. From the past tense you make a verbal participle form. கொண்டு. This is an important form which is used very commonly both in writing and in speaking. This serves as a basis not only for a verbal participle but also for making a compound verb. Va, you know. Now I am adding this va to kondu. It becomes konduva. Konduva. To fetch, to bring. Kondu po, to take away. So kondu is an important verbal participle form which you have to remember. We will take up another set. All these verbs, quell, shall and well, are familiar to you and all of them end with the same consonant L and they accept are in the past tense and undergo a change, so they become Kondru, Shendru, Vendru and Nindru. These are the verbal participle forms. And the noun participle forms would be Kondra, Chendra, Vendra, Nindra. புலி கொன்ற யானை. புலி கொன்ற யானை. யானை, an elephant. Puli, a tiger. Kol, to kill. Puli kondra yanai, the elephant that was killed by the tiger. This is not a passive form. We are not discussing passive voice. We are discussing noun participle. So, Puli kondra yanai, the elephant that has been killed by the tiger. Can you read it? Periyor Chendra Vali. Periya, you know, big. Periyor, great man. Vali, path. Chendra, shall, to go. The path that has been gone through by great men. The path which was treaded by the great man. Periyor Chandra Vali. அந்தப் போரில் வென்ற அரசன் பாரி. Pari is a proper noun. One of the earlier kings of the Sangam age. Anda, that, por. War. Poril, in the war. In that war. Vendra. What is well? To win. Vendra, who won it? Arasan. Arasan, the king. What is the name of the king? Pari. Pari andap poril vendran. I am rewriting the sentence. Pari andap poril vendran. Pari won in that battle, in that war. The king who won the battle, who won that battle, is Pari. King Pari won that battle. The king who won that battle is Pari. Here you have a noun participle, and here it is locative case, and king is the word used here. Pari is a proper name and the demonstrative article. அந்த போரில் வென்ற அரசன் பாரி. So, the verbs ending with il, kol, well, nil, shall, all these except the or in the past tense and end with a to have the noun participle form. We shall take up the rest in the next class.